Find x of t of given x of omega, that is 1 by a plus j omega whole square. That means we have to find the inverse Fourier transform of given x of omega. In the last class, we have seen the same problem where we have solved the problem with the help of convolution property. Now we'll try to apply the different property, that is the multiplication property. Multiplication in time domain gives the differentiation in the frequency domain. Okay, so if you see here carefully, say for example, suppose x1 of t is there. If I multiply with t, then the corresponding Fourier transform pair is j d by d omega, then x1 of omega. So now I have to find out what is that x1 of omega. If I differentiate that, I'll be getting this term. So first we'll do that. Okay, so differentiation d by d t by d omega, then simply let's take 1 by a plus j omega. If I differentiate this d by d omega, then I'll be getting a plus j omega whole square, okay, then minus j. I'm getting minus j. Okay, so the differentiation of this gives minus j, a plus j omega whole square, but what I need is a plus j omega whole square. So what I can do here, so if I multiply this term with j again, say for example j into d by d omega 1 by a plus j omega. Okay, already we have calculated what is d by d omega 1 by a plus j omega, that is this term. If I multiply with the j, definitely I will be getting 1 by a plus j omega whole square. So this x of omega is equal to 1 by a plus j omega. I can write like j into d by d omega 1 by a plus j omega. So this is something in this structure, j d by d omega, then x1 of omega. That means here in time domain t into x1 of t. So what is x1 of omega? x1 of omega is equal to 1 by a plus j omega. Then what is the corresponding x1 of t? That is e power minus at u of t. Then if x1 of t is equal to e power minus at u of t, then what is the inverse Fourier transform for this structure? That is t into x1 of t. So the final answer, x of t is equal to t into x1 of t. We know that what is x1 of t, that is t into e power minus at u of t. So we can also find inverse Fourier transform by using this property. In the last class, we have seen with the help of convolution property. Okay, the same questions now we are solving with some different property. Here also we are getting the same answer. Next, the Fourier transform of periodic signal. Next, Fourier transform of periodic signal. Again, we know that whenever the signal is periodic, we can represent that signal in terms of Fourier series. Okay, so that even in Fourier transform, we'll be using the Fourier series. Okay, so the Fourier transform of the periodic signal is given like this. That is x of omega 2 pi summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn del of omega minus n omega naught, where Cn is equal to 1 by t integration over time period t x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. So that means what? For a given signal x of t is a periodic signal. The Fourier transform is x of omega. Then if it is periodic, again the Fourier transform is 2 pi summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn del of omega minus n omega naught. Okay, where Cn is the complex exponential Fourier series coefficient, that we can calculate using the existing formula, that is C subscript n is equal to 1 by T integration over a time period T x of T e power minus j n omega naught T dt. So now let's try to get some intuitive understanding on this formula. Suppose if the x of t is periodic signal, using Fourier series, x of t can be represented like this: summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn e power jn omega naught t dt, and then Cn we can separately calculate using this formula. Okay, again, finally, you know that the Cn, this Cn is function of n. The Cn is going to be a function of n. Cn is like a coefficient. The coefficient value depends on n finally. Okay, the coefficient value depends on n. Okay, so that means this Cn is more or less like a constant. The Cn is like a coefficient, more or like it is like a constant. So then once if you apply the Fourier transform for this entire equation, if you apply Fourier transform on both sides, x of t will become like x of omega. Okay, then in this equation, okay, I think here dt won't come. Okay, summation c and e j in omega naught t e power j in omega naught. Yes. Okay, so the Fourier transform of x of t is x of omega. Then summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn. Anyway, that Cn is independent of t. Okay, Cn is like a constant. That means you can apply the Fourier transform for this exponential signal. Again, we know that the Fourier transform of exponential signal e power j in omega naught t. Okay, if you take the Fourier transform, that is like 2 pi del omega minus n omega naught. Just now we have seen for exponential multiplication, exponential signal, the Fourier transform is like this, because we'll assume that near to this exponential term 1 is there, then the Fourier transform 1 is 2 pi del omega, and because of this exponential term there will be a shift in the del omega, that is del omega minus n omega naught. Okay, n omega naught. So the summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn, if you apply the Fourier transform for this one, that is 2 pi del omega minus n omega naught. This 2 pi we can take outside. So 2 pi summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn del omega minus n omega naught. Okay, so this is the Fourier transform for the periodic signal. Fourier transform for the periodic signal. X of omega is equal to 2 pi summation Cn del of omega minus n omega naught. So we can get like this. Okay. So next again Cn we can calculate using the standard formula. So next we'll solve one problem based on the periodic signal. Find Fourier transform of periodic pulse train. Find the Fourier transform of periodic pulse train. This is the rectangular pulse. Okay, pulse. Again, also it is periodic, so it is getting repeated on both sides. This is minus t by 2 plus t by 2. This is t naught. Okay, then this is minus t naught. T amplitude is a, then x of t. Okay, for this signal we have to write the Fourier transform. Okay, again this is the periodic signal. First of all, before writing the Fourier transform, we have to write the Fourier series. Okay, then what is the time period of this signal? Time period of this signal is t naught. Time period of this signal is t naught. So that what is the fundamental frequency, that is omega naught is equal to 2 pi by t naught. Okay, so then what is the mathematical representation of x of t? That is a for a time period from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2, 0 otherwise. Okay, again, the same thing is getting repeated all over. The same thing is getting repeated all over. So now we have defined the signal from 0 to t by 2, and then from t by 2 to up to this interval, up to this interval. Okay, so again, we can also define in some different manner. Okay, see, we can also define from minus t by 2 to 0, and then from 0 to t by 2. Anyway, you will be getting the same answer. Anyway, you will be getting the same answer. Okay, so once if you apply the Fourier series, okay, first of all, we'll calculate the Cn. Cn is equal to 1 by t summation x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. Again, for simplicity, we'll apply the limit from here to here. Okay, so from here to middle one limit, from middle to here another limit. Okay, so again, we can split the integral into two part, from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2, minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 is a e power minus jn omega naught t dt, then 0. Rest of the things, if you do the integration, that will become like 0. Okay, then a by t naught e power minus jn omega naught t divided by minus jn omega naught, apply the limit t by 2 minus t by 2, then if you apply the limit, finally the Cn will be at by t naught sinc nt by t naught, where t naught is the time period, t is the pulse width, t is the pulse width. Then what is the Fourier transform? The Fourier transform x of omega is equal to 2 pi summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn, okay, Cn del of omega minus n omega naught. And 2 pi n minus infinity to plus infinite. What is the Cn value? At by t naught sinc nt by t naught into del omega minus n omega naught. Okay. The next question. Find the Fourier transform of the impulse train. Find Fourier transform of impulse train, that is this is the impulse train given 0 plus t 2t minus t minus 2t, again it goes. Okay, then what is the Fourier transform for this one? Okay, so first of all, we have to calculate what is the Cn for this one. Okay, Cn for this one, that Cn for this impulse train is 1 by t naught. Okay, again, to calculate Cn, that is 1 by t naught itself, 1 by t naught, we have two methods. Okay, directly we can apply the formula, or otherwise from the pulse, from the rectangular pulse also we can derive Cn value, because we know what is the Cn value for rectangular pulse. In that, if you put limiting condition a2 tends to 1 and t tends to pulse width tends to 0, okay, then you will be getting 1 by t naught. Okay, so this already we have seen in the Fourier series topic. So now it's 1 by t naught. Then what is the Fourier transform for this pulse train? Okay, the Fourier transform formula for the periodic signal x of omega is equal to 2 pi n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn del of omega minus n omega naught. So 2 pi summation n minus infinity to plus infinite 1 by t del of omega minus n omega naught. Okay, so this is the Fourier transform of the impulse train. Again, This Fourier transform of impulse train is very useful in case of sampling, because this is the signal, standard signal that we will be using to denote the sampling process mathematically. Say for example, uh, we have some random signal. Okay, we have some random signal. So now definitely after sampling, okay, again it will look like this. Okay, so after sampling, it will look like this. Okay, after sampling process, it looks like this. But in the process of sampling, what we have done, okay, in the process of sampling, what we have done, so okay, we would have done this. Say sampling is nothing but this is the original signal x of t. Okay, this is the pulse train. Okay, this is the pulse train. I will be putting del pt. It's like pulse train. Okay, del pt. Then this is the sampled signal xs of t. Okay, x of t is the original signal, and then this is the pulse train. This is the pulse train. Okay, so if you multiply your original signal with the pulse train, you will be getting the sampled signal. Okay, so the multiplication of signal, original signal with pulse train. So del PD means pulse train. Then I will be getting the sampled signal. So multiplication of pulses, okay, impulse train with the original signal, I will be getting the sampled version of the signal, where what is xs of t is the sampled signal. Okay, sampling of x of t. That means what? Just multiplication. Then what is the spectrum of the sampled signal? So this is x of omega. Okay, if you take again multiplication, you are doing multiplication in time domain, then what would be the frequency domain? What would be the frequency domain? In the frequency domain, it would be like a convolution. Okay, it would be like a convolution. So x of omega is the Fourier transform of x of t. Then xs del p omega is the Fourier transform of pulse train. Is equal to xs of omega. Xs of omega is the Fourier transform of the sampled signal. Okay, then xs of omega is equal to x of omega multiplied with this one, not multiplication, it is convolution. And also we'll be getting 1 2 pi extra here, 1 2 pi extra, that we can put here 1 2 pi. Then convolution with what is the Fourier transform of the pulse train that we have just now calculated. So that is 2 pi summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn del of omega minus n omega naught. Okay, then once this 2 pi we can take out, again 2 pi cancel. Again x of omega convolution with this signal, that means what? X of omega convolution with impulses. Okay, so we can write finally like this, summation n minus infinity to plus infinite Cn. Okay, and again here what is the value of Cn? Cn is 1 by t. In this case Cn is 1 by t. Okay, Cn means 1 by t. So 1 by t, this x of omega we can take inside. That means if you convolve x of omega with this impulse, then we'll be getting x of omega minus n omega naught. So finally what we are getting? Xs of omega is equal to 1 by t summation n minus infinity to plus infinite x of omega minus n omega naught. This is the spectrum of the, this is the spectrum of sampled signal, spectrum of sampled signal. Okay, before sampling, x of t is the time domain version, x of omega is the frequency domain version. After sampling, xs of t is the time domain version, xs of w is the frequency domain version. So this is, this xs of omega is the spectrum of the sampled signal. So the pulse, the impulse train is useful there. Okay, so For sampling process, the impulse train is useful. Okay, so mathematically to represent the sampling process, we have to use the impulse train. Okay, so next we'll see the, we'll list out all the properties. Okay. All the properties. Okay, so only properties we'll list out. First one, linearity. Okay, what do you mean by linearity? Ax1 of t plus bx2 of t Fourier transform pair is Ax1 of omega plus bx2 of omega. Next, time shift. Time shifting property. X of t minus t naught Fourier transform pair is e power minus j omega t naught x of omega. Third, frequency shifting. Frequency shifting. Frequency shifting, that is x of t e power j omega not t Fourier transform pair x of omega minus omega naught. Time reversal. X of minus t Fourier transform pair with x of minus omega. Convolution. X of t convolution with h of t Fourier transform pair x of omega multiplication with h of omega. Differentiation in time. Differentiation in time. Nth order differentiation in time domain. Fourier transform pair j omega whole power n x of omega. Differentiation in frequency. Okay, t into x of t to j d by d omega x of omega. Time scaling. X of at Fourier transform pair 1 by mod a x of omega by a. Integration in time. Integration in time. Integration minus infinite to t x of tau d tau Fourier transform pair x of omega by j omega plus pi x of 0 del omega. Conjugation. X star of t Fourier transform pair x star of minus omega. Duality. Duality. X of t x of omega capital X of t 2 pi small x of minus omega. Multiplication in time. X1 of t multiplied with another signal x2 of t Fourier transform pair 1 by 2 pi x1 of omega convolution with x2 of omega. Parsells theorem. integral minus infinite to plus infinite x of t mod square dt is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinite to plus infinite mod x of omega whole square d omega. Modulation property. So x of t cos omega naught t Fourier transform pair 1 by 2 x of omega minus omega naught plus x of omega plus omega naught. X of t sin omega naught t to 1 by 2j x of omega minus omega naught omega minus omega naught minus x of omega plus omega naught. Okay, thank you.